Okay, should be for Friday. This is a continuation of what we were doing. It is the page that I gave you to work in class on Thursday. We are doing number 20. Number 20, if you want to refer to that page. It's x squared plus 3ax over 3a minus x times, and I'm going to go ahead and factor it, x minus 3a times x minus a, all over, factoring again, difference of two squares, a minus x, a plus x. It's dividing, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it, x plus a over x plus 3a. Remember, we can cancel up and down diagonally, but never across. And back here on the first, we can take out a GCF of x. So now I believe everything is factored. I see an x plus 3a. I see an a plus x and an x plus a. Notice, x minus 3a on top, 3a minus x on bottom. The signs on both are opposite, so if they are opposite, you can cancel that and make that a -1. Well, I see x minus a on top and a minus x on bottom. The signs are opposite again, and I can cancel that and make that a -1 if all the signs are opposite. So, x times a -1 times a -1 is simply x. Again, remember, if you have the same thing on top, on bottom, except all of the signs are opposite, you can always cancel it and make it a -1. Okay, now number 22. And on number 22, I'm going, look on that page, it is r squared plus 4rs plus s squared over r squared plus 5r plus 6s squared, and there should be an s right there, 5rs, times r plus 2s, all to the -1, divided by, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it, r squared plus 4rs plus 4s squared over r plus s. Now, the only thing I need to start factoring, so the first one factors into, well, excuse me, I didn't copy the problem down right. There should be a 3 there. So therefore it factors into r plus 3s and r plus s. The bottom factors into r plus 3s, r plus 2s. And if that's on top to the -1 power, if I take it to the bottom, it becomes a positive power. And I'm still factoring. Okay, now, the top here factors into r plus 2s all squared, all over r plus s. See what we can cancel. R plus 3s, r plus 2s, we have 2 of those on bottom, 2 on top. We have an r plus s, so our final answer looks to be 1. Okay, now I want us to spend some time on adding and subtracting fractions. This should simply be a review. First, we are going to do 7/10 plus 11/20 minus 9/20. Now, to me, this is 3rd grade math. You should know to be able to add or subtract fractions, you have to have a common denominator. And between 10 and 20, the common denominator is 20. So if they're over 20, they stay the same. This, you multiply 10 times 2 to get 20, so 7 times 2 is 14. So now it's simply 14 plus 11 minus 9. Sorry for all the phone calls. 14 plus 11 minus 9 is 16 over 20, and we always reduce fractions. That reduces to 4 over 5. Okay, our next problem, just a review, will be 2/3 minus 3 over 5 plus 4 over 15. Well, our common denominator between 3, 5, and 15 is 15. 4/15 stays 4/15. 3 goes into 15, 5 times 2 is 10. 3 goes into 15, 5 goes into 15 3 times 3 times 3 is 9. Then we add the top numbers. We always leave the bottom the same. We get 5/15, which reduces to 1/3. Okay. Now, 7 over 12 plus 1 minus 19 over 20. Well, I start thinking 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60, and 20 is divisible by 60. So 60 would be my common denominator. 5 goes into, I'm sorry guys, I have a niece they're having to have an emergency C-section, so I'm a little rattled right now. 5, I'm sorry, I can't talk. 12 goes into 60 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. 1 is simply 60 over 60. 20 goes into 60 3 times, and 19 times 3, I believe, is 57. So when we add that, we should get 38 over 60, which will reduce by 2 to 19 over 30. Okay, the next problem I want to work is x plus 3 over 5 minus 2x plus 1 over 10. Well, to be able to subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator. And our common denominator between 5 and 10 is 10. So therefore, the one that has the 10 stays as is. The one that has the 5, I have to multiply it times 2. And then use the distributive property, which will give me 2x plus 6. Oh, have to be careful here. Have to distribute the negative. Have to show the love. Make it a negative 2x minus 1. Well, look, the 2x's cancel. And 6 minus 1 is 5. And 5 over 10 reduces to 1/2. Final answer. Okay, the next problem. X plus 2 over x squared plus x minus 2 over 2x. Well, here we have to be very careful. There's an understood 1 right there. Between 1 and 2, the common denominator is 2. Well, between x squared and x, the common denominator is the highest power that you see. So the highest power that I see is x squared. So our common denominator is 2x squared. Well, what do I have to multiply the first fraction by? I have to multiply it by a 2, top and bottom. So when I use the distributive property, I will have 2x plus 4. Now, on the next fraction, I have the 2 already. I have 1x, but I need another x, so I have to multiply top and bottom by x. And I use the distributive property again, which gives me x squared. Now, remember, guys, x times x is x squared minus 2x. So, if I write it over my common denominator, my 2x's cancel, and I'm left with x squared plus 4 all over 2x squared. Guys, x squared plus 4 does not cancel. So therefore, that is your final answer. Okay. If I have 2x plus 5 over 4x squared plus 2x minus 5 over 10x. Well, we look at the numbers. They are 4 and 10. The common denominator, I would say, between 4 and 10 would be a 20. the common denominator between x squared and x, since they are the same, you have to take the highest power. So it's x squared. Well, I multiply 4 times 5 to get 20, and I already have my x squared. I multiply 10 times 2 to get 20, and I have one x and I need another x, so I have to multiply by 2x. Now, distributive property 10x plus 25 plus 4x squared minus 10x all over 20x squared. The 10x is canceled, and I'm left with 25 plus 4x squared over 20x squared. Is there anything that will go into everything on top and bottom? I don't think so, so that's all.